Any questions?
Jeff, it felt like the game really shifted about maybe midway, late through the third quarter. You guys were down by three and then went on a run to kind of take control. What did you see change to get your team on the right track there?
Well, I mean, it was a battle, which I knew it was going to be. There aren't many of these games that aren't. And I've got a ton of respect for Petty, for Shear, Miles. Just go through the list. Uh, and Russell, kids that Petty started at LSU, Miles at Tennessee, Shear at Oregon, Russell, I believe, South Carolina. I mean, kids that can play. The problem is they've been injured throughout the year that they really haven't had a ton of opportunities to play together. And it did not surprise me that they were out there and available to play in our game. And I thought Shear played really, really well, shot the three extremely well. And then in Petty's, she's tough to guard in the post. She really does a nice job. She's patient. She's long. Um, so we knew it was going to be a difficult game. Offensively for us, we weren't as smooth as I would have liked to have seen. I thought we passed the ball at times extremely well, but at times we overpassed. And then starting that third quarter, we in the middle of that third quarter, we finally got some points from our defense. And that's what we've done this entire season is we've turned people over, but we've scored. In the first half, we were not doing a very good job of that at all. Um, Worst case scenario, you like to be 1 for 1 with the number of turnovers you cause to the points you get, and we turned them over 19 times and ended up getting 23 points. But I think a few of the play of the games were, we missed, I think, both free throws and then get the O board, and legally we score off of it. Though those are plays that we've got to continue to make as we go forward.
Coach, you had a 22 margin advantage on rebounds on them. Did you kind of see that happening, and what made that possible?
Well, I mean, our size, and then the thing about it is, I'm not sure they were really crashing the offensive glass. They were trying to slow our transition down, and did a really good job of that. I mean, you look at fast break points, we only have 8, and we'd been doing a pretty good job of scoring in transition. So give them a credit for that. And we had the size advantage when you get the 3 and the 4 spots. We had some size advantage there. So I was proud of the way we rebounded the basketball. Now we end up with 15 offensive boards, but only get 11 points off of it. So a lot of times we get it again, miss again, and they'd get the rebound. It does you no good if you're not finishing. And those are things that we've talked about with our kids. Our goals, I think it's 14 or 15 points, 14 or 15 second chance points. And I've told them I don't care how many offensive rebounds we get. I mean, if we get 5 and we kick it out for 5 straight threes, and that's 15, that's great. Uh, it's as I've said it over and over. We talk about free throw shooting per percentage. We're 68 tonight, but you add the 2 that we get off a O board from it. Now we're 15 of 19, because if you make those 2, you're not getting a chance to get an O board. So that's why I'm really impressed with how hard we played, especially right there in that stretch, third and fourth quarter. But at the same time, we've got to make better decisions towards the end of the game as well. I mean, you can't foul and give up an M1 when you're up 7 or 8. And now all of a sudden we're up 9. It's back to a 6-point game. Then I think got back to a 5-point game. So just things like that we have to clean up.
Coach, 5 players in double figures today. Obviously, you got a lot of newcomers to this roster this season, but you've managed to get them to blend quite well. How have you built that chemistry with this team?
Well, first off, it's a great group of kids. There is good of people as we've had here throughout my 17 years. They actually have joy for each other. They cheer for each other. It's not just them, and I think that's what makes it as special as it is. I mean, you look around the country, and when it comes to the success with portal kids throughout the entire time, the 3 or 4 years, we have had a ton of success, and we get good players, but they're also good people, and that's what separates it. And they're coming in here for one thing, and that's to win. They're all sacrificing the number of points they scored a game last year, but I know they thoroughly enjoy winning. And then it was neat before the game started. Sid standing next to me for the national anthem. I said, "It's pretty neat, isn't it?" She goes, "Man, this is crazy." It's an experience that some of them haven't had when you're walking out to play a ball game and there's 12,000 people cheering them on.
Jeff, given the climate,
What's your name? I haven't seen you yet. Is this your? We're 9 games in. Have I seen you at one before? What?
you saw me in Toronto.
Who are you with?
Kind of given the climate.
Well, you need to state your name so I know what affiliation. That's how it works, isn't it? And I mean, come on, let me hear.
I'm gonna get you, Jeff.
Oh, I'm waiting for the article.
CL
Don't worry.
Brown. Yes. Courier Journal. Given the climate right now with the portal and kind of teams almost flipping rosters from year to year and the amount of newcomers you had, how do you get them to understand kind of the importance of a rivalry game?
Well, I really don't think we did as good of a job this year as we have in the past, because we didn't come out with the focus that I thought we needed to. And part of it could be because it's the first time some of them have played in an environment like this. You walk out there, and I know everybody, you think it's easy. And then, if you ever get in a situation where you have to go speak in front of a crowd or something, all of a sudden, man, I wonder how that kid feels going to shoot a free throw in front of 12,000. And then, so I think it took a little bit of time for them to get adjusted. But when you've got Olivia Cochran and Riss, who have been here for 4 years, and we showed them past films, past games, to get them to understand. And plus, like our kids, we have friends on other sports as well, the football team, the volleyball team, so the soccer team, all of it. So they know the importance of this game. And it's important. It's important to our fan base. It's important to me. It's important to them. But it is a little difficult. It's not the same. And, I talked about that coming out of the tunnel after the game. You're working on 5 or 6 months to get them to realize, hey, this is the game our fan base looks at. We got to make sure that we come out here and represent and take care of business. So you are trying to show them and let them know, because it has changed. And the other thing that's changed too, which I know it's hard for a lot of fans to accept sometimes and understand, is these kids have played together or against each other for 7-8 years as they've grown up on the circuit, the travel ball circuit, the club circuit. So, sure, they're both trying to compete to win, but they're actually friends. And because I've had some comments, I can't believe she talked to her after the game in years past. I'm like, well, they're actually friends. But it's hard because there's the rivalry you get where it's like, I'm not talking to my neighbor because they got a UK flag hanging. I'm not talking to this one because I'm a UK fan. They got a Louisville flag flying out there. So the kids are competing as hard as they can. I promise you, and want to win. But at the end of the game, what I think is refreshing at times is to watch them actually talk to each other and be like, great game, you got us. We're coming after you next year. But it's been fun. I mean, it's been on our side for a while here, but we don't take that for granted. We know how competitive every game we play is against them.
Really had such an impact on this game coming off the bench. What made her such a force today?
Well, after the first half, I thought she really settled in, because when she shot that air ball in the first half, I really think, unfortunately, it impacted her. She thought about it too much. She was worried about it, and then really wasn't doing what we needed her to do at the defensive end of the floor, because she is by far one of our best, if not our best, on-ball defenders that we have. And then, she comes up with a huge steal there at the end, and she let her defense start to bring her offense. And then I'll give her credit. The one thing that we've talked about with her is letting the game come to her. And the three she hits in the corners off of ball reversal, she's open, her feet are set, and it's a big three. When she tries to create too much, that's when she gets in trouble. But if she'll continue to believe and buy in that she can be our best defender that we have, and if you're that every single night, you're going to play. And then, because I have learned throughout my college career, my brief college career, that I was unable to score when I was on the bench. Now, my family would keep track of my points in pregame and then at halftime. Because I shot it well. You know, I just you used to get upset at halftime when like the starters will want me to rebound for them. I'm like, you're getting the shots in the game. This is my time. You know? So, is Kent Taylor the one day when I was interviewed? I think I do have like, it could be like 47 career points at Northern Kentucky. It's because I never got the ball. Wasn't me. Promise you that.
Coach, talking about points, obviously Olivia scoring 1,000 today. Emotional day across the board, but just talking about coaching her and seeing her reach this peak, what does that mean to you? And ultimately, what kind of player has she been for you?
O's been as steady as they come. A 4-year starter now. Gets in there and battles. She rebounds. She's not afraid of contact. I'm proud of her because the growth that she's made over her 4 years has really been impressive. And tonight she has 3 assists and 0 turnovers to go along with her 10 points. You know, she impacts the game in so many different ways. She brings the ball up the floor. She goes behind the back, and I was a little worried on that one. I'm not going to lie. But she works on it. So she's out there. She wants to show that, hey, I can handle it at times on the perimeter. She made a huge free throw line jumper. Just really proud of her. She works and she's going to continue to work. And I've said, I'm going to do everything I can to see if I can convince her to come back for a 5th year. I don't know why she want to look at this for another year. So yeah, that's why you're here. Yeah, I haven't seen you in 9 games.
Jeff, I thought Jada maybe first half to second settled in, and maybe it was just the whole team, but offensively it looked like they were a lot more comfortable playing against that zone. You were hitting Lily coming down, Nyla from the opposite side.
Yeah.
Was it just comfort level? Or?
Well, it was that, and then we finally started to get our feet set. Like on the 1-3 that Jada hits in front of the bench, I come down, I'm like, Jada, one game, push her through, and when they kick it to you, if you don't shoot it, you're coming out. Because she's one that I love her to death, but she drives me nuts because I've never had a player I've had to tell to shoot the ball more than I have to tell her. As I explained to her millions of times, my coach never had to tell me to shoot. It was, please stop shooting. Like I'm giving her the green light. I want her to score because she's a scorer, and she's really good at it. And I just got to get her confident enough to attack, to keep attacking. Because when she gets to that point where she feels comfortable and will look to score, we're going to change as a team as well. Because now when I go with her at the point instead of Nina with the sub, now I'm putting in scoring from the three-point line. And then I'm able to play them both together at times if I can get her to look to score. I was proud of her, and I told her she looked to shoot the ball more in the second half. And even on the one pull-up in transition, she looks over, it's a bad shot. No, it's not a bad shot. We work on that. She missed it. We get the O board and score. So she's one that I'm going to continue to push and challenge because we need her to play at a higher a level, and she's done it. Now it's just a matter of getting comfortable. Because I don't take them out. If they miss a shot, I do not take them out. As long as you take a shot that you practice, you're not going to come out of the game. Now, common sense. Now, if you've missed 4 in a row and then you jack up the 5th one, yeah, you might come out. But just by taking one shot, you're not. So I want her to have that confidence to shoot it because we need her to score.
You kind of touched on this a little bit with Olivia. Obviously, you talk to players during the year, and especially, and it's way too early to talk about it now, about going to the next level. Will you talk to Olivia about coming back for a 5th year at the end of the year?
Well, of course,
And will
I
you
already
talk?
have.
Okay, you already okay. And the next level, obviously she can play at the next level, or you wouldn't have her.
No, for sure. I mean, for O, the one thing I challenge her on with every day is sometimes in player development, you get ahead of yourself. It's like, hey, we have to work on the 3. We have to work on. I mean, I don't have the stats in front of me, but I don't know if Maisha Hines-Allen made a 3. She may have made 1 in her 4 years here with us. Okay, but what she did do when she got the ball at the free throw line, it was good. Short corner, reverse pivot, good. You've got to get to that point, and that's what I'm talking to O about. Master that. Master the free throw line, the short corner, because if they close at her, she's so explosive, she can go by them. Then once you master that, then what happens is if you get that opportunity to play at the next level, you're not going to class. Basketball's your class. So now you have so much more time to put into, okay, now I'm going to extend my game to really become a three-point shooter. I'm going to work on my little extra ball handling. And that's the thing, because she is she's so strong and so explosive that in that free throw line jump shot is what she's been working on. And that's if you come out and guard her, she's going by you. So I was really proud of her.
Jeff, I asked Nyla where she thought she was better as a player as a sophomore. She talked about her defense kind of helping create her offense. Is that what you see out of her for taking a step forward so far?
Yeah, I do. I mean, she's someone, she goes 6 of 9 from the field tonight, missed a layup, but has 3 steals. She's able to guard a guard, playing on the ball. The only really shocking thing for me was her 1 for 4 at the free throw line. She had been shooting extremely well at the line. But I think she was the one that we missed and got the O board off of and scored. So she's in the gym, she's working, and it's what I appreciate about her. She comes with that workmanlike attitude every single day. And she's getting better and better, and we need her because she's so explosive and she rebounds the ball well. I mean, her and O both come down with 8 boards, 4 offensive each and 4 defensive. She has 3 steals and did some really, really good things. I appreciate you, everybody. Thank you. Hope to see you again after Christmas in February, CL, or what are we thinking? March? And you didn't want me to go in.